Hey guys, it's me, EODGamer here, and first of all, I just really want to apologize for being a bit insensitive, I think. In the recent video where I talked about the new links and my thoughts on her, I think I wasn't really considering the people who actually put for Luocha already because they needed a healer, and I think this video is really to address the people out there. I think one of the hardest things about being a content creator is predicting how people, some things that maybe I don't factor in, like the people's feelings as well for different groups of people and different states. So I hope you guys can forgive me for that. In long story short, for those of you who just want a TLDR, I think the bottom line is I don't think anyone should regret pulling Luocha just because there's going to be a 4-star healer coming up in future, and that is really my honest opinion. Why do I say so? I think first and foremost, if we look at the current roster that we have, I think the people that might regret the most in knowing that there's going to be a 4-star healer in future will be people that maybe already have Natasha, Bailu, and for example Luocha here. Maybe you already have 3. So a lot of us are thinking that maybe if a 4th one comes out, it might be an overkill and you could have waited instead. So these group of people, now I'm trying to be more empathetic as well, thinking about other groups of people. And these people probably will be the most affected. Any other group, for example, if you only had one healer like Natasha and Luocha, I think it's perfectly fine as well, because not only Luocha is a very versatile character, he does a lot in his kit. If you wanted maybe a dispelling character, for example, you needed to dispel enemy buffs, he's the only one, if I'm not wrong, that does it in an AoE right now. Even Pella is only single target, but he's still very unique on his own to address a lot of the Xianzhou Luofu monsters that are appearing as well. Not only that, he also does very good healing and has very good amounts of skill refund, unlike characters with like Bailu or for example Natasha, which requires a bit of use of skill points to heal or their ultimate being up. Luocha doesn't care about anything to do with his ultimate, as well as doesn't even need skill points. He can just heal passively from his passive ability and stuff like that. So that's something to note as well. Especially in future, if we get monsters, for example, that reduce your ability to recharge your ultimate ability, which we see in other Hoyoverse games like Genshin Impact, where they limit your ability to use your burst ability. In the same here, I think in future we might get flaws with maybe a slower rate of energy restoration. In that case, I think Luocha is still going to outperform because he isn't really reliant, for example, on his ultimate ability that much to proc his healing. It's only for the Abyss Flowers to proc his passive abilities, but we can also get that from skill as well. So then it's like the broad majority of people. I think this character is still best in class for all healers, probably likely will be relevant for a really long time. I'm going to put out a piece of my thoughts on the risk for this character, which I'll put it out tomorrow or something like that. But that's for another day, and that is like a very, very distant future, similar to like the video that we posted on the channel, or whether Himiko will eventually become meta. You guys can check it out if you're interested in these longer dated thought kind of posts. But by and large, no, I don't regret this character one bit. Even if I had Bailu, for example, I have Jett, for example, on my team, I ended up not using Bailu. I use Natasha together with Jett, especially for harder floors. And Jett is of course like the equivalent of Luocha as like a 5-star carrying the team defensively. And for Luocha's team, I run him as the solo healer. Moving forward, once links does come about, what this allows me to do is maybe play Luocha in one half and maybe play a mono quantum team that I have in another half as well. Natasha then will be like a backup. I could either put it on either side, for example, if I needed that extra healing. And that is my honest opinion moving forward. Of course, Natasha, as we can see, her kit is actually pretty basic for a healer. She does a good amount of burst healing. She has some sort of dispel with this ability. You can remove a debuff from a target, but that's about it. She doesn't really contribute too much to damage. She's of physical typing currently as well. So unless you're running like a pure physical team, doesn't offer too much break as well. Very plain vanilla healer, which I think, especially going in the longer term, she definitely would be the first one at risk and not so much of Luocha, because this character, in my opinion, is like the closest thing to a complete character in the game currently. He does really almost one of everything. And if you guys want my honest opinion, like my personal bias, I'll rank him. As you can see, I have every single character here except Clara leveled to 70 so far, and I've tested a lot of them in the Memory of Chaos already. And my opinion is this character is number 1 as of version 1.1, and I think likely so for version 1.2 and the near future too. So that's my opinion. If you regret him, don't let even any of that negativity affect you. I think he's a very solid character, and any character that is coming out in future as well is going to definitely be a good addition to your roster, but I think you shouldn't feel bad about this pool. Anyway, if you appreciate such content, I try to be a bit more empathetic and try to relate, especially when I see comments like these, which although it doesn't seem much, but to me, I understand the viewers' feelings as well, and I just want to clarify that with this very short video as well. If you appreciate such content, leave me a like, subscribe for more such future content as well. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.